What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Miller's Music Mondays. Hope you had a great weekend. Um, Good to see everybody. Welcome to the room. I'm going to start it off. I've been, this is one that I didn't work up right away when the new record was coming out, and now I found out it's a lot of people's favorite song from the record. So I'm going to play it as many times as I can. This one is called "You're About To." It's a long dark tunnel when you're riding those rails, sitting in the phone on a short trip to jail. There's thieves in the temple, they walk out the door. You're blind to the devil, and he just wants more. You don't know by now. You're about to if you don't know by now. You're about to. You don't know that road you're on and drives you home. But it won't take too long. Everything's gone. Spirit in those evil things. You feel your pain. Dying from your evil ways. Till the end of the day. You don't know by now. You're about to if you don't know by now. You're about to, you don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But where to get you is gonna burn you down. You don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But where to get you is gonna burn you down. Once it gets a hold of you, don't let you go. Stronger than your fear and everything you know. This chance could be your last when you roll them bones. Brother, if you enter here, abandon all you hope. You don't know by now. You're about to if you don't know by now. You're about to, you don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But where to get you is gonna burn you down. You don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But where to get you is gonna burn you down. Yeah. That one always takes my breath away, but not like in the literal sense, not in the figurative sense. Without any further ado, let me bring my guest on for this evening, Allie Goertz.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you? That was an amazing song, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going good. Just kind of, navigating what comes next in this crazy 12 months now of
That old thing.
yeah. It's funny. I was looking back. I was trying to remember when we first met, and I found an email from a show we were both on, like a short-lived show that we were both on Geek and Sundry,
Yep.
called like Party Time
Hmm.
something, and like we shaved balloons with
We
shaving
shaved
cream.
balloons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Iffy was there. I forget who else was there, but it was a really silly and bizarre fun time. And I think you and I both bonded over maybe our love of D&D and being musicians.
Yeah, totally. And then, well, later in the show, I'll talk about something that we both did together musically that we're talking about separate together, but separate. Um, and then we've both played at Laser's show over at Geeky Teas
Hmm.
at the Geek Easy, which hopefully we'll be able to do that again soon.
I know. As much as I relate to so many people who are kind of dreading the re-entering into society that's about to happen, there are a lot of very nerdy and dorky activities that I'm really looking forward to. Like, I would love to finally do an escape room. That's something I've been thinking about over these last 12 months. Is like, you know what? I never got to do that. I hope that that's something I can do, like when this opens up.
I feel like with escape rooms, you probably could, people could, because it's kind of easy to sort of sanitize them between each group. And if you go in your bubble and uh, everybody's vaccinated, then you're probably okay.
Although it does, I guess maybe it's a little like too on the nose that like the first thing that I'm wanting to do after being in a room for 12 months is like, I should learn to escape the room. That sounds like the perfect level of catharsis.
Yeah, I mean, whether at this point, I think anything that's on the nose, like that's out the window. Like if you want to do it, just do it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a very good point.
Um, I was listening to your latest EP, which I guess you haven't put any recorded music out in a little while, right?
No, it's been a bit. I think the last like recorded thing that I've done have it's just been a few little one-offs. Jonah Ray has a podcast that he asked me to do like a kind of electro pop cover of a punk song, um, and then I think, well, there's going to be one song that I'm doing. I'm doing a cover of the Toys R Us theme song for my friend Simon Ore, who's making a really awesome um, compilation album of all kind of like jingles. So like the
Oh,
Mentos
cool.
song, stuff like that. But of my own music, not for a minute. It's been a while.
I hope somebody does the My Buddy song.
I get that song in my head all the time, despite having actually never seen where it originates. It's
Oh,
just
you
one of
never
those
saw the
songs.
commercial?
I never saw it. I don't know if it aired when I was a kid, but I know that it aired for my sisters, and then I think my parents sang it all the time.
Well, and I'm sure we can find it on YouTube too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if it could beat what's in my head. Best to keep that alive, I think.
Right. Just keep your memory of the memory alive. Yeah.
Exactly.
But do you think you're going to play for us today? At least for the first song. What are you thinking?
Well, for folks that don't know me, I thought I would kind of just do a little introduction song about myself. And let me just pull up my lyrics, and I'm going to just jump right in, if that's cool.
I'm totally cool with that. Absolutely.
All right. Here we go. Please don't tell me I look like Lisa Loeb. I've seen my face before, so I already know. Plus it's on purpose. I'm a poser. I'm just like a cartoon. I wear all the same clothes as that one cool cartoon that everybody knows. Yeah, that's on purpose. I'm a poser. La 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 la. La 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 la. You say I look like Velma. Well, that's a good one, Scoop. But it's no mystery that I'm trying to be cool. La 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 la. La 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 la. Please don't make me be a richer, you say. All right.
Yeah.
That's that's the perfect song to play if you're opening for anyone, right?
Right? It's just like, I know you might think that you're getting a really big celebrity playing for you, but here I am instead.
But I have seen pictures of you with Lisa Loeb.
That is true. And yeah, I have to say the relationship is rather uncanny.
How did that come about? Was like did somebody
Lisa,
arrange it?
no, actually, Lisa Loeb was a guest on a 90s themed episode that At Midnight did when I was working on At Midnight. And so I rarely ever get pictures with anyone who's on the show. But that was a very special exception. We both kind of looked at each other. I actually was wearing this exact outfit, and she was wearing something very similar. And we kind of just looked at each other, and I think it was understood that the picture just needed to happen. She was very nice about it. We now follow each other on Twitter, and she's always so wonderful and great. And yeah, had to happen.
That's great. Well, and it's good that she was so gracious too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's always weird when you meet a celebrity and they're like a jerk or something. Usually you got to meet them. You got to meet them in the right situation. And most of the time they're great.
Yes, if you're being rude to them, they might not be great, but
What's that?
if you're being rude to them, they might not have to be great.
Oh,
but
sure,
as long as
yeah,
you're polite.
I do my best to try not to be rude to anybody. But like John Mulaney said, I'm running for the mayor of nothing. But I'm constantly running for mayor, I think.
I love that.
Yeah, so I just put out a new record, and I'm putting it out in two parts. So it's called From the Wreckage Part 1 and Part 2. So I put 7 songs on this one. People still buy CDs. By the way, I'm going to fill some. If you ordered a CD from me before the release date, you got it. If you ordered it after the release date, I'm still filling those orders. I'm no longer signed to Sony Music. I'm signed to my own label,
I
which
love
means
that.
I'm responsible for everything, which is a blessing and a curse, but mostly a blessing.
I relate to the curse aspect. My albums were crowdfunded, and I did not account for so many things, and I wish that I had like studied a little bit harder before realizing like, okay, this is a pretty big task that I'm signing up for. The posters don't send themselves.
They don't. Well, and international orders are the hardest ones
Yep.
because you have to find the right code for each item. Luckily now, you used to, just a few years ago, you had to go to the post office and wait in line.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, they let you fill out the forms and just sign them and drop them off. But anyway,
Yeah.
and we're both good friends with Laser from the Double Clicks, who has been on this show before.
Yeah.
And Laser teaches a class on
Yes.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, they're awesome. They have like the most incredible, from their own experience, like just such an incredible wealth of knowledge. And I love that they actually are like putting it out there so other people can do it too. And, there's no greediness. I think that if I had all the skills, I might keep it to myself. So I really appreciate that Laser puts it out there.
Yeah, it's that fear, right? Of like, well, am I going to reveal these secrets or what?
Exactly.
But in general, like I found that I think my friend's success or like other people's success like is also my success, so
Totally.
we would share it, I'm sure. Okay, so I just shot a music video for this. I've been sort of leaking pictures and letting people know. No, I did not really go camping in the snowy mountains. I was actually shooting a video, and we're going to reveal the release date for it, I think, this week. And so it's the first song on the album, and it's called Expiration Day, and I wrote it years ago, and it's sort of about surviving in the apocalypse, so I guess it's apropos for the time. But it's very it leaves a lot to be interpreted, let's just say. So there's nothing too literal in this song, but more of like the emotions of surviving the apocalypse. So this is Expiration Day. The world still looking over my shoulder. Spirits rising, with every step they get bolder. The long dark hallway stretched like a snake out before me. I'm hoping someday it'll take me to where I belong. Time as you head to your grave, don't stand in the line. Vices gripping you tight, slowly force out your life, suffocating the shroud, burn your soul while you bound, feeling like I'm sailing down the barrel of a gun. Everything inside me says to turn around and run. Look behind every door. Users just wanting more. Brace yourself for the wave. You've run out of time. As you head to your grave, don't stand in the line. Time as you head to your grave, don't stand in the line. Brace yourself for the wave, you've run out of time. Falling down from on high, bid heaven goodbye.
So good. I really love your voice, and the guitar sounds so crisp and full and great, even over Zoom, which I know is not always the easiest thing to do. I'm really impressed. I'm really blown away.
Thank you. Sean and Sean Becker, my technical director, and I have tried to fine tune Zoom as much as we possibly can. So we've had a lot of practice.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
For one of the other songs I'll play later, one of the things I've been doing for the past almost for a year now, is over on the Codename Games channel. I host a songwriting show, and so Codename Games puts out Idle Champions, which licenses Dungeons and Dragons. So basically, every week we pick a different character to write a song about from Dungeons and Dragons. So
Oh,
we've
wow.
written like a Strahd von Zarovich song, we've written a song about Tiamat, we've written like all these different characters from the sort of wider Forgotten Realms mythos. And we've done, I think, 29 episodes so far. And in 2 hours, so we write the song live with the audience. And in 2 hours, we've got a song done.
Wow.
So I'll have to play you one of those just because, you know, we both love D&D and
Yeah.
all of that. So
Yes,
I gotta,
please.
I gotta fit in a little bit and go to my nerdy side. But what's great is now, like, when conventions start back up or whatever, I now have over 30 songs about Dungeons and Dragons characters. So
That's incredible.
yeah, it's kind of it's something that it just sort of came from being locked down and not, and just something new to do, and now it's a thing. So, and now what we did too is we recorded 8 of them and they're in the game. So now if you're playing the game, there's a little jukebox that comes up, and then people can choose to listen to these nerdy D&D songs.
That's so cool. I love that. Yeah, I recently started playing D&D again for the first time since I was in like college, and I guess a year before the pandemic is when I started, but it continued through the pandemic and was very helpful and amazing. But um, everyone is always looking for, like, what video game soundtrack am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to like Skyrim songs or like, Lord of the Rings soundtracks? And so the idea that there's like this new world of D&D music that is actually, as someone who kind of veers into the comedy space, I certainly have a massive respect for comedy songwriters. But sometimes, like, when it's very like punchline heavy, it's not good background music, so it doesn't really work when you're playing
Because it's
and
distracting,
it's
right?
very distracting.
Yeah.
So I would love to find some new D&D music to listen to.
Well, these will be distracting too, but you can listen to the instrumentals, which we also put out there. That, so on you're on a new, well, not, first of all, you're still doing your Simpsons podcast, right?
Yeah, so I have a Simpsons podcast with my good friend Julia Prescott. She actually got to write a Simpsons episode. I say got to as if she won a lottery. She is an extremely talented writer, and she wrote the most recent Treehouse episode, which is incredibly cool. And
That's awesome.
it's a great episode. And the show that we host is called Everything's Coming Up Simpsons, and it turned into Round Springfield. That's the current iteration that we're doing, where we used to talk to just kind of people in the entertainment world about their favorite episode of The Simpsons. Our idea was like, the favorite episode says something about you. So tell us about yourself by letting us know which is your favorite. And we did that for a really long time, and then transitioned to only talking to people who have worked on The Simpsons. It could be a very small position or a voice actor. And then we talk about their other work and like how they got here. And it's really fun. We are coming to an end very soon. And our final guest is going to be Matt Groening, which we already recorded. And it was as cool as I could have hoped. And I'm very excited for that one to drop.
Wow. How many years have you been doing it though?
Gosh, we've been doing it like, I feel like 7 years or something crazy like that. Maybe even longer. I don't know. We wrote a Simpsons book, which was cool. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun and kind of milked our Simpsons. I don't know where I'm going with milking, but
I'll get my mods
Milking.
to put a link to the Simpsons book.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What's it called?
It is a long title. It is 100 Things Simpsons Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die.
Okay, we'll find that and we'll put that in the chat link there.
Sweet.
Demono is really good at finding those things in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
But I think you were going to talk about Fear Initiative, which I recently just
Yes.
joined. An amazing cast of all of them.
there it
I
is. The
think
book's
are
already up there, by the way. We have the link in
sweet.
chat.
Awesome.
So Fear Initiative. Let's talk about Fear Initiative.
Yeah, so I'm the newcomer, and basically it's a really amazing horror adjacent Dungeons and Dragons podcast, and everyone on it is super talented, and I'm the only person I think that doesn't have any type of like acting background. So I definitely am having to kind of like find myself really committing to my role playing, and it's not the easiest thing, but it's the most fun thing, and I really love doing it. And I highly recommend listening to the episodes before I join because they've been going on for quite a while now and their stories are amazing. I've only listened to a couple of the older ones because I'm trying to not tip my hat at all by knowing the characters that I'm meeting. But
Oh,
I'm,
good idea. And
yeah,
so the podcast is the game.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And yeah, the Dungeon Master is phenomenal and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, and my friend Morgan Peter Brown is on that, right? And
Yeah.
he makes horror films and he plays D&D. So I
Mhm.
feel like maybe he had something to do with like the theme of it and deciding that.
I wish I could tell you, but I do know that everyone involved is an actor or a creative that has some love or association with the horror space. Megan Duffy is a really talented actress who invited me into the fold, and she's in a really awesome horror movie. And yeah, everyone there is like a pro. It's really cool.
That's great.
I always have to really hit the part of horror because I've been told time and time again that they think I'm saying something else. So if you're wondering, like, why is she saying it so articulately? That is why.
No, I get it. It's really easy to say something else.
Yeah, exactly. But in the realm of D&D, I might as well play my little D&D song. And then you can play me yours. How does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Let's do it. Unless you would like to go first.
No, I think I just went, so I'd like you to go first, if that's
Got
okay.
it. You got it. Let me just make sure I'm in the right little area here. So I wrote this one many years ago. It was actually the second song that I wrote as I kind of started songwriting. And I wasn't really sure if anyone would like it. And I kind of was just putting myself out there. I had almost no friends at the time that I wrote it. And I was very pleasantly surprised that it turns out there are a lot of people on the internet who like D&D and want to be your friend. So this song is kind of about escapism and kind of wanting to leave and to have D&D when you're feeling sad. So I'm gonna go even higher. All right, here we go. You've had enough of your 9 to 5, so you grab your stuff and start to drive, 'cause tonight you will play in a new founded campaign where you don't have to think of home, just of princesses and thrones. Yes, tonight you're with friends, and until the journey ends, you are braver and stronger. Why can't this night last longer? Oh, oh, oh. You've got the snacks, they've got the die. You roll your stats as they get high. Rolled 3 18s, your lucky night. You hope that you'll get in a fight. And oh, there will be blood spilled. Oh, there will be orcs killed by your hands. Guards come fast, you take them on. With fiery blast, you move along. You were lied to by a spy. You lose a friend, you wanna cry, until you hear a sound in the distance that pulls you back into your own existence. Tonight you count chip bags on the floor. Your friends divide the gold you'll store. And while the DM calculates, you think about your player's traits. He's strong and charismatic, but he doesn't look like you. Being brave's not problematic when your AC's 22. But tonight you fought well, and you don't let yourself dwell on your burdens or your workday. How could you when there are dragons to slay? All right.
Wow. Is that song available anywhere?
It is. So I actually have an album under a very regrettable band name, Cosby Sweater, Cossby Sweater, all one word. To be fair, I named it after the movie High Fidelity because of the way Jack Black says Cosby Sweater.
Okay.
But it has not aged well. However, the music is still really good, in my opinion.
Uh,
And
when I was listening to your, okay, so now it makes sense, because when I was listening to your stuff today, to kind of prepare, just to, to ask some questions and stuff like that, I saw they was like related artist Cosby Sweater.
oh yeah, that would be me.
So
Yeah, that's a really strong album that I'm super proud of. That was produced by Adam Bush, who's an amazing musician and also actor. He was Warren on Buffy and still gets hate mail. But he's a super, super talented musician and producer. And Brian Spicer, who works with like They Might Be Giants and a bunch of really awesome bands, also worked on it. And they helped have like really incredible instrumentation happen on each of the tracks. And so when I was singing it, I was actually in my head kind of thinking about the really cool like violins that play when I'm being backed. I've never gotten to perform with that type of thing. So maybe one day if I strike rich, or strike gold, I will hire them to play for me live because it's such a cool sound. But in the meantime, that was my little broken down version of it.
it sounded great. Someone once said, a song, if the song doesn't sound good with just a voice and a guitar, then it's probably not a good song. And that sounded great with just your voice and a guitar. So,
Hey, thanks.
well, I was gonna. So we'll do our connection thing in a little bit. So I will play you a D&D song now,
Yeah.
first. So so every week we pick a different genre. And so we'll be like, oh, let's do a rock song, let's do a metal song. Like, oh, this song is about, I keep bringing up Strahd because it's my favorite one, but this one's about Strahd. He's a vampire. Let's make it sound kind of gothy. Well, we got to like episode 29, and we're like, oh, so the audience will type suggestions in chat, and they'll say, do kind of an Elvis song about this dwarf, or do a country ballad about this kobold. So our subject that week was Tiamat, and Tiamat is a 5-headed dragon, the ruler of one of the layers of hell, one of the most powerful monsters you could ever encounter in D&D. I'm sure you're probably aware, but just letting everyone else know. So Tiamat is like this badass dragon, and we had picked that we're going to write about Tiamat. And then one of our regulars on the show said, you should write a song about Tiamat, but from the point of view of Taylor Swift. We're just trying to find different ways
Like
to
a
make it
breakup
work,
song.
right? So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll write a song about Tiamat as if Taylor Swift was in love with Tiamat the dragon. And so this came out, and it actually made it onto the game soundtrack. And of course, I got my friend Kenley Shea, who's an amazing singer. I got her to sing it because for me to sing on the recorded version, just it needed to be from a woman's point of view. So anyway, so this is if Taylor Swift was in love with Tiamat. It's called You Could Be My Dragon Queen. When I look into your 10 bright eyes, I feel a change inside I can't explain. Your long red wings become my everything as I feel power flowing through my veins. Love is hell, but here's the thing. You could be my dragon queen, and I could be your paladin. Our love will be evergreen. We're just like fire and gasoline.
devious minds mesmerize me, but it's your one heart that I adore. Hold me close in your claws, no regrets and no laws. Our chromatic love will soar. Love in hell makes my heart sing. You could be my dragon queen, and I could be your paladin. Our love will be evergreen. We're just like fire and gasoline. I'm opening my heart up more than I could ever dream or dare. Flying high upon your wings, I hear your roar, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared. You could be my dragon queen, and I could be your paladin. Our love will be evergreen. We're just like fire and gasoline. Just like fire and gasoline. Just like fire and gasoline.
That was so good. Even though, granted, you don't sound vocally exactly like Taylor, it's so clear what you're doing and it's perfect, and your voice sounds amazing on it. I love that song.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
so
I mean, that's like some meta stuff for that song, but
I'm a big fan of that.
we do
Yeah. Yeah, I have pretty eclectic taste. I'm sure you do as well. Especially with that kind of multi-genre type of album you were talking about. My favorite songwriter contemporary that isn't a Beatle is Adam Schlesinger, which made it so brutal, him passing a year ago. But I am just such a sucker for those type of poppy chords and just those big, bold choruses. And I know that Taylor and Adam aren't one of the same, but there was some similarities there for me that I really loved. So I think that was really great.
Yeah, I'm like, I've spent my whole career like avoiding that, you know what I mean? So when I have an opportunity to do something, meaning that like, because my old band Godhead, we were, an Ozfest band. We toured with like Disturbed and Linkin Park and Rammstein, and we were a goth industrial band. Like, to go to a major key is just unheard of, right? So I had 7 Godhead albums, and then even my solo stuff is darker and more brooding, I suppose. So anything in a major key, I'm like, But if I have an opportunity to do it, that when it's not me, necessarily, when it's for someone else or for a different project, I just jump on it, because all those melodies have been sitting in me for years. So I'm like, no, I can't do that. It's too happy sounding. But now I can, when I have these other opportunities to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You get to flex those songwriting muscles that have been a little dormant for a while.
Right. Yeah. So not all of you might be the only guest I've ever had that has their own theme song written by another band.
Yes.
So the band Nerf Herder has a song called Allie Goertz, and it's really funny, and it's actually really it's in a major key, I think.
Oh yeah, it's very major, very poppy.
Yeah. Super fun. All my Google alerts are set for Allie Goertz. So.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of Nerf Herder. If any of the people listening are fans of Nerf Herders and haven't heard that song, I would implore you to hear it. I basically once did a cover of one of their songs and it caught their attention a little bit. And I think we kind of just started following each other online. And there was some Comic-Con thing called BAMF, like Badass Music Festival or something.
Oh
That
yeah. Was
I
that
got.
was that in San Diego also?
Yeah, I think Laser did the show. There were a few. It was like outside
It was in a
of.
park, right?
Yeah, it was in a
Like
park.
close by? Yeah.
Really cool bands. I don't think it ended up returning for a second year, or I'm not sure, but it was really cool. And I got to open for them, which was really fun. And then that was really the only interaction that we had really had. So when they messaged me saying like, hey, we want to play you a song from our upcoming album, I was like, oh my God, I would be honored to hear a song before anyone else does, having, of course, no clue where this is going. But funny enough, they had just posted that one of their songs is going to be called The Girl Who Listens to Rush. And Rush is one of my favorite bands ever. I learned how to play drums because I'm such a huge Rush fan, and I love Neil Peart, however you choose to say it. And
Another one we lost recently too.
I know.
So sad.
I know. And so, you know, I joked like, oh, is this song about the girl who listened to Rush about me? And they said, just wait. And then they sent me the song with no track title, so I wasn't tipped off. I'm listening, and the lyrics are about like this girl that they have a crush on, and that's not new. They write a lot of songs about having crushes on girls, and they're saying like, oh, she wears glasses, she likes The Simpsons, and I'm like, oh my God, is this? And then the chorus actually has my name, and there was no denying that this song is about me. And I almost got into a car accident because I was so elated, and I was driving while I was listening to it, and I like could not wrap my head around it. It still seems like some weird cosmic joke, but it's an incredible song, and it just was an honor. And one of the most fun nights of my life was opening for them at the Troubadour in LA. And they played their song for me, and I played a song that I wrote for them for the first time. And I got to like watch them experience a little love song that I wrote for them, which was really cool.
That's great. Would you play us that one?
I sure would. Now, I'll warn you, if you don't know this is actually true of a lot of my music. If you don't know what it is that I'm singing about, that's okay. You won't get the jokes, but you'll hopefully still just enjoy the music of it. But if you are a Nerf Herder fan, you're probably going to hear a few jokes throughout, references to other songs, but I won't be hurt if you're like, what is she talking about? What are slee stack eyes? What is she talking about? So, but with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and sing it.
Okay, great.
I have a capo, which makes me look like a much more talented guitarist. And
I love capos.
I do too. And sometimes I pull it out and people are so automatically impressed. But what they don't know is that I just have such a limited range vocally. And also, I only know like 10 chords maximum, and that's me being generous. So it's really just like, where else can I play the C chord that sounds slightly different from my last song? So that's why I'm constantly going up.
Don't tell anyone that's the secret to capos.
This isn't live to tape, is it? We'll edit this out.
Yeah, we'll edit it out. We'll edit it in post.
Okay, here we go. When you're done going down on Haley, will you come for me, baby? 'Cause I've got no tattoos, but I'd get one for you. I'd do anything. I'd get a nose ring, and I don't want a nose ring. I don't really like pastrami. Ever since I gave up meat, but if I'm sweet like cotton candy, maybe you'll eat me. Oh, 'cause I've got no tattoos, but I'll get one for you. I'll do anything. I'll get a nose ring, to rush all night long with you. 'Cause I like Van Halen too. I'll do anything to be your girl, so tell me what to do. 'Cause I've got no tattoos, I like that about you. You'll do anything, you'll buy the nose ring. You sure love that nose ring. All right.
Well, I mean, I know what a slee stack is. So is that do they have a song about slee stacks?
They do. So, like, for example, the first lyric is like, when you're done going down on Haley, like they have this very idiom-filled song about going down on Haley Street. So the chorus is just like, I'm going down on Haley.
Mm-hmm.
They have a song called Nose Ring Girl. They talk about how much they don't like tattoos. In the song about me, they mentioned that I like pastrami, which, you know, I'm vegan now, so not so much. And
Did you like it at the time, though?
Oh, I sure did. Before they wrote it.
Okay.
And yeah, Rush, they have a song about Van Halen. It was very much just an ode to the band, very specific. It's certainly a song that actually, you know, I haven't sung it once since I played it for them, because it is such a specific song. But that hasn't stopped me from writing songs about, for example, Rob Bottin, my favorite practical effects artist, or you know, Red and Stimpy, and you know, you got to write what makes you happy.
Sure. And you wrote some Rick and Morty songs too, right?
I did an entire little concept album about it, and that actually there's no guitar on that one. That one I basically locked myself away in my room for a couple of weeks and did it all on a MIDI keyboard and was kind of experimenting with an electropop sound, and it was a lot of fun.
Great.
Thanks.
Yeah. I was really digging on that one. And,
Thank you.
Did you have to get the rights to the samples, or you just kind of did it and hoped that
no, you know, I'm certainly not like close with Justin Roiland, but I did let him know, like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this, just so you know, please don't sue me. And he has not sued me yet, so that is a blessing.
Good. That's always good. Speaking of getting sued, no.
Yeah, and meat, a good segue into both of these.
And meat. So you and I have this funny connection that I didn't know about till a couple of years later. So back in, I went, because I was checking my emails on this too, because I was trying to find the lyrics to this song, the next song I'm going to play. So I typed in the search, in my email search, bacon cheddar, and I found it. So about 4 years ago, I'll tell my side of the story, and then you can tell your side. I mean, or you know, how you heard about it. So even though I am mainly a musician and a voice actor, I do have regular acting representation as well, as in, like, you know, on camera acting representation. You know, I've been in a couple of random Comedy Central movies and a couple of random Sci-Fi Channel movies, just kind of like living in this town. You know, sometimes you walk down the street and they're like, hey, you know, whatever. Not quite, but that's what it feels like sometimes. But anyway, so my commercial agent was like, hey, Burger King is launching a new sandwich called the Bacon Cheddar Crispy Chicken Sandwich. The Bacon Cheddar Ranch Crispy Chicken Sandwich. And they want someone to sing a song about it, and they want you to write a song for the audition and perform it for the audition on tape. And I was like, well, that's kind of bold of them to ask us to write an entire song for our audition. Right. But that is also so typically this town, because, you know, people that may or may not really fully understand how much time and effort goes into writing a song might just be like, well, you know, you're a musician, like just you know, write a song really quick as an audition.
Exactly.
And so that's how I came to write this next song that I'm about to premiere, that no one's heard ever except for my agent and presumingly the casting agent for that Burger King commercial. Yep. But then I saw that you were also auditioning for that, and you posted your version as well. So how did that happen for you? How did you find out about that?
Yeah, well, so I actually have never even really dipped my toe into commercial acting or really acting of any kind at this point. And so someone who frequently goes to auditions saw this post and they thought like, wow, this is tailor made for you, a funny songwriting contest about burgers, like go out there and do it. And so I wrote this song. I went to my very first audition. I had no experience of what to expect, but I had a song that I felt was pretty good and pretty cute and catchy, and I performed it. I thought it was really great. Burger King started following me on social media, and I was like, well, that's a good sign. Maybe I'm going to be the Burger King girl. That's cool. Um, and then, a long time passed and nothing happened. And so I just figured, like, okay, well, they didn't choose me, but I really like this song, so I'm going to put it out. And that is a big no-no that I was not aware of. To be fair, I didn't sign anything saying I wouldn't do that, but it is common knowledge that you're not supposed to like put that stuff out before the commercial has like it could have aired.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
could have ruined the entire Burger King campaign, but they did end up putting out an ad that was just two people talking about the burger. There's no ad that has a song that I know of. Maybe you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I looked up to see if there was ever anything, and so far I've only seen people chatting. But when I posted my song, I got in big trouble from the casting people, I think, and they just told me like, you're gonna ruin their ad, and so I took down the song. But after a while, once I saw the direction they went and that they didn't choose the song at all, I'm like, screw it, like I'm gonna post my song. And I'm glad I did, because I got a lot of really funny stories and feedback from it, including knowing that you wrote a song. And
Yeah.
now I want there to be a mini documentary about all of the songs that people have written, because there's so many.
We need to find the other people that wrote bacon cheddar ranch crispy chicken sandwich songs
And make it an album.
Yeah, either make it an album or do a concert. I think Burger King would get behind it, honestly, if they knew about it. But who knows? So I guess for me, my thought was, at the time, I always remembered seeing Brad Paisley doing the Nationwide commercials at the time. So when I wrote this, I took a very like Brad Paisley, like mainstream country approach. Yeah, I guess why don't I play mine first, and then you can close out the show with yours. Perfect. So here we go. This is the bacon cheddar ranch crispy chicken sandwich song. BCR, CCS. If someone offers you a bite, just say yes to that bacon cheddar ranch crispy chicken sandwich. If you've never heard of it before, you better increase your bandwidth. When that bacon hits that cheddar and the ranch is spread just right, the chicken in the middle satisfies my appetite. Down at Burger King, they've got everything. Burger King makes me wanna sing about chicken.
That's amazing. The fact that that song that you just did exists and they didn't do something with it just shows that, I don't know, that's just a huge mistake on their part. The songs that we were able to write about chicken sandwiches.
Right? I know. I've done a few theme songs in my life, and I was recently working on one, like a pitch for one, for a show that has like a crazy name, and it'll take all day
Oh yeah.
to figure out how to make this thing work.
Well,
So
they weren't doing us any favors by having the song be about the longest sandwich on their menu, the bacon cheddar ranch crispy chicken sandwich. And they were like, well, use the abbreviations. I eventually decided, like, I'm cutting the abbreviations from my song because it's too complicated.
Yeah, that's why I
The
started with
BCRCCS?
BCRCCS, I
No
guess. I guess
way
that's
am
what
I
they
going to
told
remember
us.
that.
Yeah.
I love your bacon cheddar ranch crispy chicken sandwich song. I think it's very beautiful.
I love yours too, and I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Well, here you go.
Okay.
If you've got cravings, come on by. We've got a brand new item for you to try. The bacon cheddar ranch crispy chicken sandwich tastes so good that you'll wish you could marry a sandwich and make it your bride. You'd have the crispiest, crunchiest chicken wife. You could live in a house made out of fries with the soda-filled pool and kids on the side. Fall in love your way and go to BK.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If we have time for the shortest little song, I'm just going to do one that I wrote about McDonald's too, since we're on this
Yeah,
subject of
absolutely.
fast food.
We do. We totally have time.
All right, here we go. Everything is awful. I am such an asshole. Nothing really matters. Do you want to date me? We're all gonna die soon. Wish that it was sooner. Everything is stupid. Wanna watch a movie? I suck, it's true, but baby, so do you. So why don't we just get together? I'm loving it. All right, that's all for me.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. We have been putting in chat where you can find Allie and your stuff. Definitely give her a follow on Spotify, everybody. She's got a lot of stuff there. And Cosby sweater too, Cosby with 2 S's.
Yeah, and check out Fear Initiative with Morgan and Megan. It's a really fun show if you're looking for more D&D stuff. And I'm super excited to listen to this D&D album you were talking about. Sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'll send you a digital copy so you can check out some of the tunes. And I am DMing a show now on Saturdays on the Gary Con channel. Gary Con is the convention honoring Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, and his son runs the convention and the channel. And so every Saturday now I'm DMing, and we're talking about having guests. So we'll definitely have to have you on as a guest player at some point.
That'd be super fun. I don't know if it was that. There was something I did like 8 or 9 years ago in honor of Gary. I don't think it might have been like an anniversary of some sort, like a birthday, or how long ago it was. Maybe I don't know, but
it
was
is on his birthday. They have Gary Con on his birthday.
Well, then I think I had the honor of doing that once. I had just moved here and I had just written the song, and I think that some really cool D&D people were finding it, and so but I would love to come back because that was quite a minute ago.
Yeah, great. Well, we'll have to get you either on the show or when the convention happens again in real life. We'll do that too. So
yeah, but thanks for having me. This was a really good time.
Yes, I'm so happy that we were able to do it, and hey, until we can hang out in person again, it's kind of like we hung out for an hour. So
I know, so cool. I loved it.
Feels good. So that's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. What we do on Twitch, which you may or may not be aware of, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Twitch, but we usually take our audience and we raid someone else. So everyone that's watching right now, we'll now take them over to a different channel. And what I usually like to do on Mondays is I will raid another musician. So I see that Christy Cates, I haven't raided her in a little while. We're also part of the Saving Music Live group, and that's a group that once a month we do. I think our next one is next month. We do a 24-hour charity stream with all musicians. So it's like just 24 hours of music usually for music or music education charities. I think the next one we're doing is for mental health, but We're
Awesome.
all part of that little network together. And so we're going to go raid Christy Cates. And once again, my guest has been Allie Goertz. And thank you so much, Allie.
Yeah, thanks so
Great.
much.